I, as a former store manager, deliberately hired a thief as my replacement. TDLR, abusive owners tried to get me to unknowingly hire my own replacement. Due to their behavior, I hired a thief to replace me instead. I was recently let go from my job as a store manager. The company I worked for was abusive to both me and my staff. Some examples, there are a lot more, would be the owners/upper management coming to the store and chasing the staff around while snapping their fingers and saying you're not working hard enough. Go, go, go. The owners/upper management coming to the store and telling me how fat ex-employee is. The owners/upper management spreading rumors about the staff and I. The owners/upper management screaming at us over the phone loud enough that customers could hear it. A month or so before I was let go, I had a pay dispute wherein I explained bluntly, but professionally, how they need to pay me because it's the right thing to do. They had promised extra pay above my salary for working hours I shouldn't have had to do because of something they did, and then purposely did not pay me that money. Eventually they paid me, but they really didn't like that I stood up for myself and thus started their plan to get rid of me. One of them even stopped speaking to me altogether. After this, I was strangely given permission to hire a staff for the store. I needed one, so I happily posted an ad online and started interviewing people. It took a month, but I finally found one I liked and called their references, which came back average but good enough. A sales representative I knew saw the resume on my desk and told me I should call X Business, which was not on the resume. I did, and it turned out this person had been fired for theft of money and product, in the same industry of which I'm hiring for. I decided not to hire the thief. A few days after deciding against the thief, I was forwarded a resume from the owner that had stopped speaking to me. It was instructing me to interview the thief I decided against. But how did this owner get the thief's resume in their inbox? The ad was mine, and forwarded only to my email, and only I had the password to the account. I followed the link back to an ad that I didn't write and posted from a different account. This ad was for a store manager. A poor attempt at being sneaky. I could have quit right then, but I had a better idea. The owners are notoriously spiteful. But I know they are also lazy and don't do their due diligence. They think they are having me hire my own replacement without me knowing. So, I hired the thief as my employee, while the owners, having already seen the thief's resume, sees them as a good fit for store manager. I vouched for the thief's references, knowing they'd never call them themselves. 3 weeks later I was let go when I arrived at my store. The owners seemed confused by the big smile on my face when they told me. I was genuinely happy to be finished there. It was the worst employment experience of my life, but it was a job of necessity. I was able to collect employment insurance, thankfully. The thief took over managing the store. Thanks to the new store hours, the thief works 5 days a week, with no staff, open to close, unsupervised. I'm in loss prevention, so I have seen people who just steal when left alone for like a minute, so I can only imagine what that guy is going to do, ha ha ha. I'm imagining something like that episode of MASH where Radar O'Reilly was mailing a Jeep back home to Ottumwa, Iowa. One piece at a time. The thief will get caught eventually when the owners notice profits slipping. They'll have to do a full inventory and compare the two orders and receipts. As soon as the owners mention an inventory, the new manager will simply not show up for work if they have half a brain. If the owners/upper level management is really lazy, it might take a while. I don't know, it sounds like the owners are pretty hands off. The thief is probably the one maintaining the inventory. Meanwhile, that thief is super glad someone gave him a second chance and will never steal again. LOL, he might feel that way the first day, but once he realizes he's got the place to himself all day with no oversight, he'll be back at it. It's almost impossible not to. Especially with pesky owners making working there a living hell. If you've got no empathy towards your boss, it's surprisingly easy to steal from them without feeling guilty. I can't wait for an update. As store manager, they'd probably blame underlings or counterfeit bills/bad payments or something. They might go as far as to cancel payments/invoices after customer has paid. I once had an interesting situation at multiple locations where the manager was using the safe as their own piggy bank loan system. Hundreds of dollars vanish and then reappear days or weeks later. Of course, the safe never did win. I had a sales assistant during my first retail job always steal from the till on a Monday. The till would always be down until the Friday when the money was put back. It was always the price of a pouch of tobacco. If that guy is still alive, I bet he's still doing it.